Y'all are so quick. All right. And we're just going to wait for people to get in. Mm. All right. And sadly, we had introduction music for the opening ceremonies, but not really any like closing music. So we're just gonna deal with it. And also, I'm all the way over here, so let me get closer to my microphone. Beep beep. All right. Gonna wait for like a minute or two just so people can like start pouring in. Yeah, I don't. I want to say I don't want it to end either, but I do know that I will have to go to sleep. I already told my crew that after like it's midnight over it's almost midnight over here. And as soon as it hits midnight, I'm getting up and I'm going to be driving to the nearest fast food place cuz I've only ate scraps today. Oh, my sound. Of course the sound. Hold up. My audio. Oh wait, my microphone's all the way over here. How's y'all can just tell me how my audio is like once I can read your chat after like 20 seconds. All right, still waiting for some people to pour in. Dang. Oh, it went from 22 to 132, like just like that. Okay, all right, y'all. I've said this like four or whatever different times today, but hi, it's Crow again. And yeah, we've reached the end. If I don't sound as enthused as I did earlier for the opening ceremony, well, that's because it's been more than 12 hours. But yeah, so hi everyone. I'm glad that you were able to make it all the way to the end, specifically we are at the closing ceremonies now. And this will basically go on for as long as I think it needs to, up until midnight. It's mostly just going to be like talking about the con, reviewing some things, sharing some things, so on and so forth. So let's see. Before I get stuff like completely like before I start going on my tangents, I know that my brain is gonna forget. So let me pull up some stuff real quick. Yeah, SAHCon is so you know I'll save it because I'm gonna get on a tangent if we start talking about this sentimentally. Let's see. Like Godspeed to anyone who's suddenly now joining the Discord. Yeah, I've been so busy like running around and trying not to like implode. I didn't even get to hit the artist alley. I'm like, oh man. Ooh, yeah. Some of y'all are still pouring in, so I'll like wait until it's 11:33. I'll wait until 11:35, and then I'll start popping off. Gosh. Okay, almost there. I'm gonna get closer to my microphone because I'm actually all the way over here, but you guys should be able to hear me a little better. this chord, I'm howling at the moon. Ah, fuck. That's stuck in my head now. All right. Okay, so pulling up the thing again now that we've reached 11:35. Okay, so we currently have 200 of you in here, so we're going to go ahead and start. So I'm probably going to go on a tangent and forget something, so I'm just going to get this out of the way. I want to give a shout out to all of my moderators who helped me out today, because yeah, I was all over the place with things, doing my own stuff here and there, blah 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 blah, and I can't do this stuff without having a team, and so I really appreciate all the work that everyone's done to help me make SAHCon a success, and like definitely helping with regards to like this initial setup, reviewing things from last year, and ultimately improving on things that needed to be improved on, and ultimately succeeded this year. So yeah, thank you for our moderators specifically, and I'm going to go through the order of what it's telling me on here. I want to thank, and this is just their names on the Discord. I want to thank moderator Alt Universe Wash. I want to thank moderator Dami, moderator Eben, moderator Mod Fizzer Rugi, moderator Plaz, Mod Lutark Leo, and Mod Dirk, Mod Goblin, and Mod Morrison, aka Miki. I especially want to thank Miki for the amount of times I've like called you and like asked for reviews and stuff on things when I needed help. Um, let's see. Let's see. And I know that some of our moderators are asleep, but give me a sec. I know that Sketch Oodles is asleep right now, but I'm also gonna thank them because, you know, guarding Chat A is so difficult. Yeah. By the way, Miki, you can call me out if I forgot anyone, because Discord will only let me see so much right now. Uh, you know what? SAHCon VR should be a thing. Maybe we can think about that next year, though we will get into just talking about next year and this year too. So, all right, cool beans, cool beans. All right, so SAHCon was a success this year. Yes, last year was also a success, but so here's the neat thing. SAHCon, as we obviously know, is a virtual digital online convention. And honestly, a lot of those have been popping off this year in large succession. Like literally today, I believe, was the last day of virtual Comic Con, like one of the big ones. And so it's like, yeah, like these have been popping off this year because of obvious reasons, but SAHCon did happen last year. We were like the third I want to say only the third existing online convention during that time. And yeah, we were able to do this again. And after learning about certain trials and errors from the last year, we were able to make this a improved year for this year in regards to our channel setup, what potentially could be added for things to be more engaging or entertaining for our attendees. I think that just things were a little bit more implemented with the rules and stuff, which immensely helped. I'm very, very, very proud of everybody for, for the most part, keeping respectful behaviors and such. to make this convention fun for everybody, including, you know, your individual selves. Um, I'm glad everyone enjoyed the ball pit. I didn't know that it was really moving throughout the day until I eventually scrolled. I'm like, oh, there's an ongoing narrative here. Oh God. So yeah, like again, SAHCon really good this year. Now, there are potential things that will obviously be worked on in the future. Again, we did stuff really smoothly this year, and while we didn't have as much attendance as last year, we still had more than 1,000 people join this server just to talk about Homestuck, to engage with other fans, to support independent creators, to like just be there for people's projects and to just show a sense of community, which is what this convention has always been about. Um, the things that we could potentially improve on next year, I did see that somebody like requested that we have a pronoun bot, and you know we didn't get to add that this year because we were already just trying to figure out some other stuff, but a pronoun bot will definitely be written in our to-do list for next year, and we'll probably make sure that we keep that on a potential sheet so that way 365 days from now uh, we will remember. Actually, it won't even be 365 days because hopefully next SAHCon we will actually be able to have this convention early instead of July. And I'll get to that. And yeah, I'm hoping everyone enjoyed the rave as like our conclusion because like yeah, good music. Thank you to our DJ. Um yeah, there's like yeah, it was just relatively a good time. It was pretty smooth sailing. I saw some new faces, I saw some old faces. I'm glad that everybody for the most part was just vibing, and you know, I personally am fine with the fact that we didn't have any new panels going on during 7 o'clock because that just gives everyone a time to like take a break and drink some water as data Wi-Fi has instructed you. So yeah. If you've missed the entire day for any of y'all, like, don't worry. All of the archived panels will be going up at some point soon. And like, you know, you can look at the stuff for there, and we will of course be doing this next year as well. Because of the fact that we will have things a little bit more planned in terms of a date and stuff, I recommend that anyone who is potentially interested in next year, you know, do what you need to do, pre-plan to, you know, ask your boss for time off during that weekend. Make sure, you know, you don't get bothered or taken out of your house for that time, all that. And, yeah. Some reminders real quick too. If you haven't checked the announcements, you can go on the like we have a Tumblr, by the way. We need to update a little bit more, but we do have a Tumblr in case anyone wants to follow it. It's just sahcon.tumblr.com. On the Tumblr, the Twitter, and the website, you can go and you can download the badge that we have this year. It's drawn by the lovely V Sharp Vulcan, and you know, it's just data typing at her computer as we do. And yeah, you can download that by a PNG or a PDF, and if you want to print that out and make your own badge, then by all means. Um, I'll answer this. Do you ever think SAHCon could be multi-day? Hmm. That really depends because some of the not all, but some of the differences with some of these multi-day panels is that they have some benefits such as the people be like people who are running the convention able to receive finances and stuff to support taking, like, for example, multiple days off to pay attention all day to the server. I know that we'd potentially thought about things like getting a coffee or a Patreon or whatever for SAHCon related stuff, or a donation tip jar so we can improve things like the website layout, potential things like Nitro when it comes to Discord, um, just maybe even just general things with helping the people who are associated with this, like when it comes to like commissioning artists to help us with like art that we need to do for the badge or header art and so on and so forth. But yeah, potentially don't like donating would be grand because this is SAHCon's second year. We do it out of the passion for our creators, for Homestuck fans, all that. Year three, I think would be appropriate to consider what we could do just to individually help for, the people who take time out of their work to us to like help run this stuff. Um, who knows? But you can keep your eye out for if we ever get that off of the ground. But yeah, our badges are going to be there just for freebies. Um, in terms of but in terms of the multi-day thing, like that will depend on just the future of things. Because I know that there were panels that I saw that were very interesting for a sign up, for example, that unfortunately would have been too overwhelming to stack on top of each other during the day. Um, we could always do something, and this is just, again, take it with a grain of salt. We could always do something where like we have less panels going on at the same time throughout the day, but then that gives us the ability to spread the panels that also share those times to like the next day. It really depends again on what the plans are, but there is a potential chance that SAHCon could be at one day at minimum, obviously, like next year, specifically with the plans that I have for the date. Um, yeah, people are talking about merch. I'm glad that we're getting feedback on that because I wasn't entirely sure. So if it doesn't happen this year, because even though the convention is over, I could always slap something out next week. I'm not guaranteed because honestly, I'm pooped and I have other things that I need to do. But within time, there could be the ability of having SAHCon merch. I meant to do it last year, meant to do it this year, potentially next year. Like I had the ideas like we could have stickers. It'd be nice even if we could do something like, I mean, I'm sure that some of y'all want Data's hoodie. I would love to have Data's glasses, honestly. I thought about even doing some stuff, just maybe charms and stuff for Data. Like that was a doodle design that I had done that I never really like built up upon, but could definitely be something for next year when we have time because unfortunately I can't just slap it on Redbubble. Charms require you to like actually get it like made and shipped over and such. And that also requires me handling money, so I will have to grow more confidence with that. Um, and I'm trying to think of other things that could be merch. I mean, if some of y'all want merch also, but not the real kind that's tangible, we do have our Animal Crossing codes. Maybe those designs that we specifically have could be actual futuristic merch that you can wear on your actual body next time. But yeah, some of this could just be stuff that we throw up, and some of it could be stuff that we potentially try and get funds for making it happen. It depends on like, how many people want to support. But yeah, just things to think about. So next year, and I'm going to double check to make sure that I'm not mistaking anything. In terms of a date next year, okay. So, there's a particular day on Saturday next year there's a particular day on Saturday next year that not only is because like okay, let's like get this out of the way first. The reason that SAHCon actually went pretty smoothly this year. But the reason that SAHCon did happen late is because, a lot of things have been happening in the world. A lot of things that, preoccupy our own moderators, me as an admin, and things that, have it where while this convention is an escapism, is things that ultimately come first in our lives. And so, that's one of the reasons why SAHCon had to be postponed, though I am glad that it still happened. Um, that said, I am hoping that next year we can go according to plan because, if things go according to plan and we are able to perform our convention in June, which is much less closer to like the school year, 6/12 is actually on a Saturday. So do with that information what you will. Oh, yeah, I see someone has guessed it. But, you know, 6/12, that happens to be a certain troll's birthday as well, and that happens to be Saturday, and it's not 4/13, so we not won't die. But I think having a Homestuck convention on a Homestuck day would be pretty fitting. So yeah, I expect people to put in some card cap panel ideas. But yeah, if we did 2 days, potentially. Depends on what the traction is like next year. But for right now, just know that we are trying to aim for 6/12 to be here next year. Um, what else? What else? Da, 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 da. Things to also think about in regards to. Oh, we have 10 minutes. In regards to things that we could do next year. Um, so I really wanted to do it this year, but again, things were all over the place. Um, Next year I want to try and do something that has it where the convention potentially takes donations and stuff, and it's not just gonna be like money that will go toward supporting the convention and potentially the people who can do more than just volunteer work. Um, I wanted to try and do stuff that would help with charity, because there's a lot of stuff again that needs support. That one of the reasons that we even extended the date for when SAHCon was going to be happening is because of BLM and the fact that we are in support of that and the people who are a part of that particular stuff. And you know, SAHCon is very LGBT friendly. We have people who are working on SAHCon as moderators and panelists and artists, and people who are just featured, and people who are involved who are just in these groups that need much more support in the world. And so I think that next year having some kind of charity event that SAHCon would be able to help with those groups would be absolutely great. It would have to be discussed what that charity would be, and BLM would definitely be a good one. We're just gonna have to do our research. And yeah, I'm hoping for something like that. I am affectionately nicknaming it Cantown because it is a reference to many physical conventions that have had their own Cantowns, which, from a physical perspective, consisted of people bringing canned foods to conventions to then be donated. And so I think that gaining money through something like cute and quirky related to that, but that money going toward like through like the actual cash itself toward a charity would be pretty nice. And no one talks about Cantowns anymore. I miss Cantowns. So yeah, Cantowns. And again, I want everyone to make sure that we take these with grains of salt. I do think the charity thing will happen, but for other things that are a little bit more ambitious, um, fingers crossed. But just remember, I am one person, and while I do have my lovely team of people who are there to help me, a lot of this does require planning from people who also have multiple other things that they do in real life and multiple other things that they're doing in the fandom. I'm working on like 5 other projects after SAHCon's over. So it's like, yeah. But yeah, charity definitely happening. And other things that I'm wanting to happen, oh god. This is where we start getting into the other stuff. So this one's pretty simple. We thought about stuff like maybe an art raffle next year, in case some artists potentially want to help with that. Just like having like you put your name in something, and then when the actual con day is, maybe we like pull out names, and then you can get like art from people. That's an idea. Voice chats, maybe. We did voice chats in the first year of SAHCon, and the long story short is that people ruined that for everybody. If we ever did that, that would require some specific moderation that would be different from our text-based ones, and we would definitely have to see if it would work. But, voice chats could potentially become a thing. No promises, but that would definitely be something that would be a little bit more hands-on to make sure that no one is saying anything inappropriate or just abusing the benefits that we give. Voice chats, okay, I saw someone get that. Voice chats could be something for donors, like a little donor reward. I didn't think about that. Minecraft server. So, okay, we were going to think about actually doing a Minecraft server for this year. But the reason that we didn't is because Minecraft servers usually have a limit of 10 people. More than 1,000 of you showed up tonight, but will buy tonight. So that is a little bit harder. However, I have been jokingly talking about SAHCon VR. So, that is something to consider for that future. But yeah. Yeah, there's different things that we can do that other online conventions have done, which wouldn't be terrible, but you know, it just requires some extra planning. And I think that because this is a second year and we've cleaned up from last year, planning for next year will be much better. But after this, I'm not touching SAHCon for a good amount of months. Um, I feel like there's one more thing that I was gonna add in. We will get as accurate as we can a count of attendees because sometimes people leave, sometimes they don't. But we have been trying to keep track of that. That's one of the reasons why we actually have the rules thing too, so it can help keep attendees for how many people show up. Oh yeah, so last thing that I can bring up before I start taking more questions. This is a fun little idea. So next year SawCon, I'm thinking about trying something where so some conventions have this, some don't, but I thought it would be neat. So Homestucks create a lot of visual things, like not just art, but things that move. They create animations. They create cute little videos that are usually set to music, like AMVs traditionally. People will even do stuff in cosplay, so on and so forth, or just fun little art things that require you to watch. So one thing that we were thinking about doing next year, and okay, quote unquote, what if Homestuck SAHCon fan film festival? I'm gonna let the chat catch up to give their takes on that. So that would just be a long, long panel where we would potentially watch people who would submit things within our guidelines, which would be if you wanted to make a AMV, God, if you wanted to make a fan film reenacting something through cosplay, if you wanted to make an animatic or an animation or a lyric stuff like that. I think that would be a fun little sit-in for people to do. And yeah, y'all are blowing up about that. I guess that answers that. um, Lordy, what else? I mean, there's just other little fun stuff that we're gonna plan for next year. Um, yeah, fan flashes. Yeah, different things. There are absolutely some things this year that we were not able to get to, such as the merch, such as other things that I won't reveal for right now. But I think next year, three's the magic number. So I think next year we're going to be having things way, way planned in advance. And yeah, if we do that fan film festival, we will absolutely be getting submissions ahead of time so people can actually have time to film their stuff. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna look at more questions and stuff. We have about 2 minutes. I might add one, but yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I also didn't get out before I forget. Oh yeah, one more thing. One more thing. One more thing. I mean, this is gonna be for fun. I thought about a cute little idea where um, so there was a Homestuck community survey that went around recently, and it was neat. I kind of want to try to see what happens if we try that out with the SawCon demographic. Just to see, because there's a lot of us that gathered in this server, and I think that it would be very helpful if just because of the fact that there's 1,000 of us, and there could be more that are just viewing outside of the server. We don't know how many people attended SawCon without attending the Discord. It's we could have it where we have like a little survey and we just, you know, ask Homestuck some questions. Like, I thought of, like, I'll just spoil this right here. I thought about a cute little question on the survey being like, what's your favorite Flash? And then we can actually have a panel that's like reviewing all this this like survey stuff. And then, you know, we do the Flash thing, we can actually play the Flash that people like. So, you know, different things. Okay, I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes. So, you know, just give me your questions if you have any. Again, you can download the badge for this year on the website and other affiliated social medias. All panels are, well, all panels that gave themselves archival sources will be archived, and eventually we will have a coherent list of panels for the page on the website. Um, Advice for artists looking to join the alley next year. Not much. The only thing I can say is make sure that your links are working. Make sure that if you give us a Google Drive, the access is open. Uh, Make sure that you respond to the emails in a reasonable time, and so on. A whiteboard Fox for users who can't get into Agi. Yeah, we can think about that. I know that there were some issues with the Agio because last year there wasn't a limit, I don't think, and this year there was a limit of 10, which we didn't expect. Um, what's your favorite part to plan out for this year? Um, Jesus. I think it's honestly just going through the panels because people have a lot of good ideas and I like to see what people come up with. Yeah. And also just seeing who we can have occasionally as like the guest lineup because I know people get really excited for that. Favorite part about SAHCon? I mean, if I had to speak in terms of like a general sense, just I like SAHCon. I like the fact that SAHCon came to me at the sunrise morning out of an impulsive thought, and then I was like, after like looking at HawkCon do their thing, and I was like, cool beans, we'll do that. So my favorite part about SAHCon is just the fact that it exists. I like the fact that we are able to support independent artists, and I like the fact that we're able to give independent artists the attention that they deserve, especially in the Homestuck community where people are always creating new things and they're creating projects that have the ability and should have uh, the ability to be seen by a large amount of audience that need to know that these projects exist and that the fandom is still alive and that the people are still doing things that are extraordinary and you know need to be acknowledged. And I'm glad that people are able to do that. I'm glad that people are able to make friends at this convention. I'm glad that people are able to come out with a new perspective of Homestuck or even feel like getting more involved. So yeah, ratings for some panels. I'm not gonna lie, some of the panels get a little loosey goosey, but most of the panels are 13 plus. We only had one 18 plus one, which was the Sequoia Quest for Kokoro. But um, yeah, there's a chance we could have more 18 plus panels next year, but we will set regulations for that because we don't want one that's like a full out, you know, smut fest. So yeah. Other than that, I think that we're golden. And you know, if anyone has any questions, um you can you know at the stuck at home Twitter. You can send stuff to our email and etc. All that stuff is found on the website. I don't know if you guys need me for anything, but you can find me at Yo It's Crow on Twitter. Um, and once more, before I forget, just thank you to our moderators. Thank you for everyone who attended as a panelist or a guest panelist. Thank you to our artists. Thank you for every person who attended this convention and made it possible again to just do this in the middle of a time where it's hard to just connect with people and just have fun. And I'm glad that this year was just like a great experience and an improvement from last year. And the last question I will answer for tonight. No, the Discord will not be deleted. this is the same Discord that we kept last year. We just moved the panels and stuff to make room for this year. But yeah. So yeah. Good night, guys. I'm going to go get a burger at midnight. Thank you for attending the convention, and thank you for rocking. Good night, Homestuck.